Everything I'm saying is with all props.
This shit is not real.
Just in case the police listen, I know.
High speed music.
Slide. Man, don't respond to shit. We on. I'm like, you tripping. Go get your they dropping locations. I'm getting it done. Tweeting, we sliding. The feds are coming. His son, I'm hanging with Kim. We breaking a bond. They really don't mean it. He say it in songs. They really don't mean it. He play it in songs. We been sliding through they blocks.
I appreciate everybody for tuning in. This is Coach Chris, and you're all with Underrated Athletes Off the Dribble, episode 4. And today I have a special guest coming out of Illinois. We have James Brown with us, 4-star. James, how you doing today?
I'm good. How about you? Thank you for having me.
I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed, and I see you're doing well, man. Everything's going well from you for what we can see on the outside, man. We excited to see what your future looks like, man. We want to talk a little bit of basketball with you, man. So appreciate you for joining us.
Thank you again for having me.
No problem. So where exactly in Illinois are you from?
I'm from Aurora, Illinois. So it's a west suburb of Chicago. So it's about 45 minutes to an hour outside of Chicago.
Okay. And you play with Mean Streets as well, and you go to St. Rita High School.
Yep.
Talk
correct.
to me a little bit about your experience at St. Rita High School and then playing with Mean Streets. I know both of those are high-level programs, so just talk to me a little bit about both of those programs.
Well, you know, my experience at St. Rita has been nothing but positives. My high school coaches, Coach Rashay and Coach Roshan Russell, they both have taken real good care of me, and they've been there for me a lot. As have all my coaches at St. Rita, but them specifically. We've gone through a lot of stuff together, so I really appreciate them. And my time at Mean Streets, this was my first year at Mean Streets. I came from Mac Irvin, and it was a really big jump for me. It's a really well-run program. Ty Streets does a really good job of, with all levels, whether it's 15, 16, and 17s. They really ran well, and they really helped push me as a player, being surrounded by a lot of great teammates and a lot of great people. So,
absolutely, it's a lot of great history coming out of Mean Streets, man. So you definitely said that right. So talk to us a little bit about who and what got you started with basketball, man. Just your transition into where you at today. Who got you started with it, or what got you started with it?
Really my dad, I would say, kind of just putting me as a kid. Him and my mom really put me in a lot of different sports, just trying to see which one would stick. And then as I began to get older and I grew and I became a lot bigger, I used to play football. So I outgrew football, and, basketball kind of became this thing where it was like, okay, let me see what I can do with this. Cause I got the height for it. I got some skill. My dad, he continued to help me work at basketball, taking me to different trainings and meeting with different people. And then as I got around the 6th, 7th grade age, my cousin's Corey Brewer, who used to play in the NBA.
Yeah.
So I started to connect with him, and, that's when he started working with me a little bit more, kind of breaking down film and, kind of showing me different things that he's learned over the years. And that's when I kind of saw that my game jump from a whole new level, and that's when I started playing on the EYBL with Mac Irvin. And, I started learning a lot more about myself, and then I made the jump to Mean Streets, and then that's kind of where everything's kind of skyrocketed. It's been building over these last couple of years.
Absolutely, we can see, man, the proof is in the pudding, and yeah, Corey Brewer was a dog, so you definitely got a good one on your side for sure, man. Talk to us a little bit about basketball in Illinois. Tell us what makes basketball in Illinois a little bit different from the other states, from your perspective, how you feel about it. I know everybody wants to rep their state, their city. So tell us a little bit about basketball in Illinois and how it's different from everywhere else.
I would say playing in Illinois, more specifically Chicago, you really have to come and you really have to play with the chip on your shoulder. Being from the suburbs, and going to the city and playing, it's really different because it's a lot of people down there that are playing for their lives almost. I said. So you really got to come with a different toughness and a different mentality because if you're not willing to dive on the floor to get that loose ball, it's somebody else that's definitely going to do it. So you gotta be real strong mentally, especially because it's a lot of talking that goes on down there. It's a different level of toughness and grit and dog that you gotta have to be able to play in Chicago. I know every state wants to say that, but like in Chicago, like you can really see it with like the NBA players that they produce, Derrick Rose, Patrick Beverly, Doc Rivers, even. Like you got to be really special to come out of Chicago.
Absolutely, man. Everybody's hungry coming out of that area. So if you ain't working hard, you ain't working harder than everybody else, putting in the stuff that nobody else is putting in and doing the stuff that, nobody else wants to do, you're not going to be able to separate yourself. And then, like you said, the top is going to rise. And if you're not putting in the work to be at the top, it's going to show. And like you said, it's a lot of people out there hungry that don't got a lot of opportunities. So when they know basketball is their only way out, they're going to make sure that they putting everything into it. So absolutely.
Exactly.
Who would you say is the hardest player you had to play against, or the toughest matchup in Illinois so far in your career?
It's definitely my high school teammate, Merez. We have a lot of, there are so many battles that we have just every day in practice, whether it's Mean Streets, St. Rita. He's really one of the biggest reasons that I am where I am, just being able to go against somebody my size, my caliber, talent, just somebody as good as me. Like we knock heads every single day, and that's helped me get so much better. And I feel like I've helped him getting so much better too, because it's just like we go at it, every single day. Not a lot of people are blessed to be able to have somebody that's just as good as them that they could play against every single day. So I would definitely say it's him without a doubt.
And that's probably helped both of y'all progress and just make y'all better basketball players. And y'all probably could see it just with y'all playing against each other in school, AAU, all those type of things every day. There's a reason why both of y'all are receiving what y'all are receiving, man. It's paying. Yep. It's absolutely paying off.
They say practice is supposed to be harder than the games, man. We go at each other in practice, and we in the games, and we like, oh man, this who we got to go up against, man. It's easy. We go through a lot. Everything we go through in practice is much harder.
Just light work, and that's absolutely true, man. Absolutely true. So I know you've been getting a lot of buckets up there. What's the most you scored in the game?
The most I scored in the game was in middle school. Mm-hmm. Middle school, I think I had it was like 53 points or something like that. In middle school, I had 50.
Okay. Well, you got this season and next season to surpass, man. And I think you definitely have the skill to do it. You definitely have the game to do it. But I understand when you're playing with other talent, it's hard to score a lot when you're playing with other Division I guys and some playing in a really good system. So I understand. But you might have one of those games where you just on fire, you really getting it off, and they really just feeding you. You able to get that, man. So sometime in your career, before it's all said and done, I'm sure you're going to surpass that, my man.
I appreciate that.
Yes, sir. So just talking a little bit more basketball, let's get more in detail. What do you see right now that you need to work on in your game to take you to the next level?
Right now, I feel like I have to do a better job getting more agile, being a little bit more athletic on the court. I feel like my jump shot is a work in progress as well. Now I feel like I'm solid from like the 10 to 15 foot area, but I feel like I could stretch it out a little bit more, and just that just comes with reps.
Right.
I feel like I could dribble the ball a good amount for a guy my age, but I feel like I could tighten that up too. And then just continuing to work on my motor and my shape and my body, just little things that translate to the college area that necessarily don't have to do that much with skill. Mm-hmm. But just working on, my shot, being a little bit more athletic, dribbling, my motor. Besides that, I think I should be straight.
Absolutely. And one reason why I asked that, because it's always to be cautious of what I can do to get better, what I need to work on, so that way you don't get stagnant. A lot of players get stagnant. They're really good at a younger age. They think they got it made. They think what they're doing now is going to translate to the next level, and it's not always that case, and basketball is always changing too. So I asked that. That's good, and that you know what you need to get better and what you need to work on, so you can keep getting better every year, because that's the goal.
Yeah, exactly.
A counter to that, what do you think you do well right now? What do you think your strengths are, and how you dominate the game right now?
I think I do real well on the block. Obviously being somebody my size, I think my post game is extremely elite. I think I got good post footwork. I think I got good touch around the rim. But counter to that, I think I'm really versatile too. I'm comfortable playing on the wing. I don't do it a lot, but I can play on the wing.
Right.
On defense, I think I'm versatile as well. I could guard 1 through 4, 1 through 5. I think I'm pretty good shot blocker, defensive rebounder, offensive rebounder. I think I can do a little bit of everything. I think that's my biggest tool is my versatility.
Okay, absolutely. And in the game now, even at the college level and the level after that, it's all about being versatile, especially at your size. The more you can do, the more they can play you, and the less they got to take you out because of different mismatches and different things like that. So continue to work on that for sure. Definitely, that's going to take you far. I know the high school season is, we're in the preseason now. The season's about to start in the next few weeks. What are you looking forward to this high school season? Like, what are some of your goals this year, personally and just as a team overall?
As a team, our number one goal is state championship. And that's really been our biggest thing that we've been talking about as a team, whether it's players and coaches, but mainly players on players. It's really state championship and bust for us. We feel like we got the best team in the state. We know we have the best team in the state. It's really just, about us going out there and doing it. So that's really been the biggest thing. And we know it's not going to be easy because it's a lot of good teams in Chicago. You got Simeon, you got Kenwood, Whitney Young. But we really feel like, we're going to be able to go out there and get that done. But personally, I feel like I want to be, first team all conference, first team all state. I want to be in the running for Gatorade Player of the Year. Mr. Illinois, all those individual things I want to be in the running for. But my most important goal is definitely winning a state championship because I know winning will help me accomplish all those things. So.
Absolutely. You're on the right track to do all of those things, just staying focused and taking advantage of your opportunities. Out of those teams that you named, those other high school teams you named, which one out of those ones you named think gonna give you the most smoke?
The most? Mm-hmm. I'd probably say Whitney Young. They got a great coach over there, and Coach Slaughter. They got some really talented players, really talented guards. Dalen, Marcus, Antonio Munoz. They got a great team over there. I think they're really underrated in the state. It's scary when you have good senior guards. So I feel like they gonna give us a good run for our money, and they good defensively too. So I know that's gonna be a good game.
Yeah, they got some good history in their program as well. So they're gonna be well coached and they're gonna play hard. And any team that's gonna do those two things, you got to worry a little bit. So it's gonna be an interesting season, man. But you're gonna have fun with it. It's gonna be some great games. I'm already knowing it is.
Yeah, exactly.
So talking about your top 10 just came out, Illinois, Iowa, Wisconsin, UNC, Missouri, Michigan State, Eastern Michigan, Duke, Notre Dame, and Howard, man. That's a beautiful list right there. Congratulations for everything that's coming your way, and we know more is coming. We have some blue bloods on there, Michigan State, UNC, Duke. You have some schools up in your region as well, Illinois, Wisconsin, Michigan State, Iowa, those type of things. But two schools that are really interesting that's on your list is Howard and Eastern Michigan. We see a lot of top athletes nowadays. I'm 26, so when I was in high school, not too long ago, but a little bit of distance in there, a lot of the top guys just had the top schools on their list. But nowadays, you're seeing a lot more of the top prospects your age and a little bit before you, and it's going to be more after you, giving these mid-majors, HBCUs, other lower Division I schools, some interest, some opportunities in being able to recruit them and get them. And I love it, man. And I think it's only going to make college basketball better. So my question for you is, why do you think you guys' generation and a couple generations, your generation mostly and mainly are giving these smaller schools a chance? Why do you think that is?
Personally, I would say, there's a lot of history in HBCUs that aren't known to, man. You look at schools like Duke, North Carolina, Michigan State. There's a lot of history in those schools that goes back generations from Magic Johnsons, Michael Jordans, Grant Hills. Just those type of players. And I feel like a lot of people in my generation feel like, well, if they could do it at Duke, Michigan State, North Carolina, why can't I do the same thing at Howard? If there's a coach that believes in me, why can't I, kind of go there and pave my own path? Because I feel like that's just what I look at it personally. And then my dad went to Howard too, so I got a little bit of a bias there too. But just really seeing where I can go, and not saying that you can't do that at a Michigan State or a Duke or North Carolina, but it's just it's really special when you go to a place and you really make it your own.
Absolutely, man. If you're doing what you're supposed to do and you got a coach that believes in you, no matter where you're at, you're going to thrive, and the right people are going to see you if it's meant for you to be at the next level. So it's all about fit. That's why I like to tell a lot of athletes that I coach and mentor. It's all about fit and finding the right place that really wants you, no matter what level it is. If they have the resources and you doing what you're supposed to do and performing well, when the opportunity comes around, the right people are going to see you. There's scouts. The right people will see you when it's time to see you. So I love that answer, and I love that y'all's generation, the younger athletes, are giving these smaller schools a chance, because like I said, they deserve it as well, and they may be able to help you sometimes more than a high major may be able to. It's all about fit. So some is good for some athletes, it may not be for other athletes, but I love that, man. And so good luck to you in the rest of your recruitment, my man.
Thank you.
What system, speaking of the next level, what system could you see yourself fitting in? Like, what type of play style do you really like?
I like to play fast, get up and down. I don't really, I kind of play my high school, being in the conference that we're in, is kind of a slow, grinded out, kind of half court system, which is cool. I feel like I could play in that, but, I really like the game getting up and down really fast. A lot of, we call it showtime at St. Rita, because, a lot of dunks, a lot of steals, a lot of flashy plays, but, we still making the right plays to win. But, we just like to do it with a little bit of flair on it. So I'd say a fast play style where we get up and down.
Yeah, when you got the athletes y'all got and the talent you got, being able to do both and being balanced makes you really good. But everybody likes to get out and play fast, especially when you got the talent you guys got. That's gonna be one of y'all strengths for sure this season. Y'all gonna be really exciting, man. So back to a little bit about your goals. We talked about your goals for the high school season, for the team and personally, but I want to know what your goals are overall with basketball, not just at this level, but just entirely. What are your goals with basketball? What are you trying to do with it?
I'm really, my number one goal is I want to go to the NBA. And not really that I want to go to the NBA and say that, oh, I was drafted, but, to be able to get that second contract, be able to stay in the NBA and, create some generational wealth for me and my family. That's something that really drives me every day, is, being able to get in the NBA and be successful there. And then I also want to use basketball as a tool to provide me with, a lot of different opportunities in life. Mm-hmm. Not letting basketball use me, but use basketball. That's something that I'm really working on with my family when we look at a college. But, how can, obviously they're going to be able to provide the right things for me on the court. But, how are they providing opportunities for me off the court? Because, at some point the ball does stop bouncing. So really just trying to find that balance of, on the court success and off the court success. Those are really my biggest goals.
Man, that's a beautiful answer, man. Your parents raised you, they raising a good young man. The way you thinking about things in your thought process, that's beautiful, man. So I love that answer right there, and keep thinking like that, man. It's gonna take you very far, very far. And so we know basketball isn't everything. So I like to ask a few questions that show a little different side of you that isn't just basketball, and people still get to know you a little bit. So these are little fun questions. What is your favorite hoop and shoot?
Favorite hoop and shoot. I'd probably say Paul George. I like Paul George's shoot. Yeah.
Okay, that's tough. I like him as well. Favorite player in the league right now?
Scotty Barnes.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a player that I definitely try to model my game after. So Scotty Barnes.
Yeah, he could do a little bit of everything, man.
Yep.
Favorite food?
Tacos.
Can't go wrong with those. Favorite artist, no matter what genre of music?
Lil Durk.
Okay.
Lil Durk.
Got to. What has been your favorite basketball moment in your career so far? We know you're gonna have plenty more later on, but just right now, what could you say has been your favorite and biggest basketball moment?
My favorite basketball moment. My favorite basketball moment is probably like on the court or like off the court.
Either one. Whatever comes to you right now, either one.
Okay, on the court, I'll say is it was in Kansas City. It was EYBL Kansas City. And we were playing to qualify.
Mm-hmm.
And we were playing City Rocks. And Nogus, one of my high school teammates, he had like 30 or 40 that game because he was just rolling. He was just like hitting everything. And I remember me and Rez, we were teasing him off the bench. We were like, man, because we were listening to Young Pappy. I don't know if you know who Young Pappy. Yeah. He was listening to Pappy before the game, and everybody on the team was like, "Man, like we gotta listen to Young Pappy before every game because like that really like that got us turned."
Turn them up.
So I would say that was my favorite moment because it was just like that was the point in the season where we all just kind of clicked and we really locked in mentally where we were like, man, we could really win Peace Jam. Unfortunately that didn't happen, but like that time in the season was like when we was really rolling and like that was when we were best.
Nah, yeah, I know about them boys from Chicago. He a wild one, but yeah, I know a little bit. Now that's dope. That's dope for music can really get you right for the game and get off, as you can see, man. So that's dope for real, man. My last question for you, man, and this is just for the young people that's gonna be watching, man, because you got some fans now. You're gonna have some fans as you continue on with your career. And we have people that normally watch our podcast, the younger generation as well. So I always like to ask, what advice would you give the next generation of hoopers that are watching you, may find out about you later on as your career goes on, or guys that are underrated, or guys that are some of the top guys in their grade right now that are going to have to go through some of the things that you're going through now. But what advice would you give to the next generation of hoopers as they come up?
Man, just keep working. Like really, like the best thing that I could have ever done for my career was just block out all the noise. Like don't listen to social media. Like everybody wants to post, somebody's doing this dunk or somebody's doing this, man. Just block out all that noise and just keep working. If you stick to your grind, you don't got to be the most athletic person in the world. You don't got to be the fastest person in the world. You don't got to be any of that. If you just keep working and you trust your journey, like everything that you want to accomplish will come true. Like, don't worry about anything on the outside. Just, stay focused and really trust your journey and, you'll be straight.
Absolutely. So for all the young guys, young athletes watching this is coming from an athlete that's a 4-star, nationally ranked, with offers from all the top schools that you guys would love to have, UNC, Duke, Michigan State, Missouri, the list goes on. And he's telling you yourself, just keep working, block out everything, keep working. And the proof is in the pudding what can happen for you, my man. So James, I appreciate you for tuning in with us and joining us, man. We know there's going to be some big things coming down the line if you stay focused and you keep working hard, which we know you're going to do. And we're wishing you the best over here at Underrated Athletes. And we definitely appreciate you for joining Off the Dribble episode 4 with us, man.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
No problem, my man. We wish you the best and you take care.
All right. Thank you.
No problem.